Rare images that'll make you say, damn, that's rare. The Indiana Pacers used a hilarious filter to make all LA Lakers fans cry on the big screen during the game. What you're seeing is radiation trails inside a cloud chamber that become visible as charged particles pass through. A private German startup space vehicle crashed immediately after takeoff. ESA Aerospace's Spectrum is a German orbital launch vehicle designed for flexible satellite launch services. It started with a first test flight, successfully clearing the launch pad, though it was terminated shortly after liftoff. It deviated from its trajectory shortly after liftoff and fell into the sea. A European space agency offers €5,000 for a 10-day bed rest study to simulate spaceflight effects. This service dog having a bit of fun on a slide after working so hard, I could almost reach out and pet him. He looks so happy it melts my heart. This person's ice fused together to form an interesting image. Here are some of the finalist photos of the Photography Comedy Wildlife Awards 2024. I can't get enough of these. Let me know which one is your favorite, and pause if you need to. The moon is seen through the stone arches of Arches National Park, Utah, by Elliot McGuckin. Here are some behind-the-scenes clips of the Matrix's Agent Smith clone fight scene. It appears they use practical masks on doubles to create the effects. It's also cool. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you use a lollipop to drill into another lollipop? It's experiments and questions like these that we all, as a race, should strive to answer for the betterment of society. In 2016, the tail of a baby dinosaur was discovered in amber with both soft tissue and feathers dating back to 99 million years ago. This is speed skiing, one of the most dangerous sports in the world, where skiers aim to reach the highest speeds down a straight, steep course, reaching speeds exceeding 150 miles per hour and utilizing specialized equipment to minimize air resistance. Just 9,000 years ago, Britain was connected to continental Europe by an area of land called Doggerland, which is now submerged beneath the southern North Sea. Clip showing two endangered golden monkeys hugging each other. Golden monkeys are considered an endangered species, with only around 4,000 individuals remaining in the wild. Antarctica's terrifying vastness as viewed from space. A glacial crater in Alaska. It's a crater-like depression formed by glacial activity, often found on the edges of ice sheets or within the terrain sculpted by glaciers, and can also be a crater where a glacier has formed after a volcanic event. These eerie green skies over South Dakota as a storm passes through. This is the world's oldest known musical instrument, the Divje Babe flute, estimated to be 50,000 to 60,000 years old, and was carved from the bone of a cave bear. Did you know that astronauts train in water because it is similar to the free gravity environment of space? A squid's ink is so strong in its stability and pigment intensity that even after a week, it doesn't completely wash off. It contains melanin, enzymes, and other compounds. And contrary to popular belief, it is not poisonous to the skin. The stunning, stretchable paper sculptures created by artist Felix Semper, made using materials like glued layers of paper, sliced wood, and books. The towering size of a polar bear. They can grow to be as tall as 2.4 meters or 7 feet 10 inches tall. This person witnessed a crazy triple lightning strike just a few feet away from their own car. David Gustafsson, winner of the LEGO Masters Season 1 from Sweden, built a fully functional Volvo V70 with an e-motor, even with working lights and speedometer, made out of about 400,000 LEGO bricks. He started in December 2020 and worked around 4 years on it. This huge oceanic manta ray was spotted near Trinidad. Manta rays have large brains relative to their size and have demonstrated high intelligence levels, including the ability to recognize themselves in mirrors. What an Egyptian mummy looks like up close. This is circus performer Jean Libera, aka the man with a parasitic twin growing out of his torso. Libera's twin, Jacques, was a vestigial parasite. This condition occurs when an embryo only partially separates into twins and the two sides develop asymmetrically in utero, resulting in the smaller twin being attached to the larger, more developed one. This quaint little 1920s vintage toaster that I'd love to own. Some basketball players standing next to cheerleaders. Guess which one's which? I saw this precious little calf baby thing and my life has never been the same since. How can one thing be this cute? I want it! Puss moth caterpillars, also known as flannel moth caterpillars, are covered in long, soft hairs that hide venomous spines, causing painful reactions upon contact. 4 snow leopards were spotted together in the northern mountains of Pakistan. It's a very rare scene captured by Asif Ashur. Infrared mapping lasers seen being shot out by a Roomba as seen through the night vision on a security camera. This man's scary accuracy while shooting balloons. I'd put him up there with the likes of John Wick and Hawkeye and Kendrick Lamar because he never misses. This classic car that was abandoned during the Paradise Campfire of 2018. Apparently, it's possible to get stuck floating in one spot in space if you can't reach a wall to push off of, which is scary if you sit down to think about it. A mother handed out over 200 goodie bags on a flight from Seoul to San Francisco in case her 4-month-old baby cried throughout the 10-hour flight in 2019. This 1,000-year-old Roman bridge gets destroyed by a flash flood in Talavera de la Reina, Spain. The Santa Catalina Bridge, the oldest in Talavera and locally called the Roman Bridge, has undergone numerous renovations throughout its history. Notably, in the 13th century, its characteristic bend and pointed arches were incorporated. Although vestiges of its original Roman base remain hidden underwater, the bridge's recent collapse represents a significant loss for the city. This little robot has got some moves. Never thought I'd see a dancing robot in my life. We're all cooked chat. This little guy's response to this situation deserves some kind of award. I'd have lost it completely and probably get eaten. The moment an earthquake hit a maternity hospital in Ruili City, China, Yunnan Province, on March 28, 2025, the nurses kept on comforting the babies throughout the whole ordeal, and luckily none of them got hurt. You can clearly see the trajectory of this bullet that was shot from 711 yards away, viewed from the target's point of view. The Fuego volcano in Guatemala being hit by a lightning storm. In reality, it's the volcano that's causing the storm. The collision of ash particles in a volcanic plume generates static electricity, leading to volcanic lightning, which doesn't require ice like regular thunderstorm lightning. Here are various world leaders during World War II as children. This is how a mole digs a hole. Contrary to what some people think, moles are insectivores, not rodents, and are more closely related to bats. Moles have adapted to life underground, including having a lower affinity for oxygen, which allows their blood proteins to release oxygen more easily to muscles and other tissues. Two T-38 jets soaring faster than the speed of sound. The image was taken using a technique called Schlieren photography, which measures the flow of air around objects. It's refreshing to see this airport staff from Japan Airlines handle people's luggages so delicately and with respect. Surgeries were performed outdoors in the open air during the 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Bangkok, Thailand. The way this green heron can stretch out its neck makes me believe it's the original throat goat. Someone get me that bird. Researchers at California State University have proposed that heavy Moai statues on Easter Island were moved by swinging them on ropes, just like so. This is a facial massager featured in a 1971 Montgomery Ward catalog, offering a gentle, penetrating massage. 102-year-old Shoji Tomohisa was a Japanese track and field athlete and also a survivor of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima. He began his track and field career at the ripe age of 97. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. Here he's seen competing in a race. He didn't win. This is Kourou, Jeff Bezos' $500 million super yacht, also the world's largest sailing yacht. Jeff Bezos built a fence on his property that exceeds the permitted height, which is illegal, yet he pays fines every month. This is the last photograph taken of the ghost of the Andes, aka the Andean cat. It is known for its secretive nature and limited sightings, making it difficult to study and conserve. This video shows how a stork couple celebrates the birth of their first egg. Did you know storks can live for up to 40 years? A photo of an Indian executioner from 1903, adorned in his fascinating ceremonial attire. This is the world's loneliest house, a mysterious white lodge standing alone on Elliday Island, Iceland. Therapy dogs waiting to start their shift at a children's hospital. Someone spotted the predator getting some gas at a pump. When asked about where he was headed, he said he was trying to get to the chopper! This guy was in the water when a shark happened to swim towards him. He managed to hold it together pretty well, up until the shark grazed him while passing by. At most beaches in Brazil, when a child goes missing, the crowd will start clapping and won't stop until the parents are found. This butterfly has a radio tag with a tiny solar panel on it for tracking its migration. So this is crazy. China has officially entered the era of flying taxis. 2 Chinese companies have obtained a commercial operations certificate for autonomous passenger drones from the CAAC, which means flying taxis are officially commercially available in China. Here's a bonus video showing the parachute test for one of these Chinese flying taxis in case of any complications during transit. This is one of the tops of the Egyptian pyramids. This one is the Benben stone, circa 1840 BC, which was discovered in the Temple of the Phoenix. Apparently, this is what happens when you leave food in your car in bear country, a drive-through wildlife park in South Dakota. I don't care if it's practical or not, or if it'll be considered as cheating, but I want a bolt-action pool cue, and I want it now. This is a blanket octopus, a unique cephalopod known for its blanket of web-like arms that it uses for defense and camouflage, and for its extreme sexual size dimorphism, with females being significantly larger than males. Scans of a 44-year-old man who, unknowingly, lived with 90% of his brain destroyed from hydrocephalus, a buildup of fluid in the cavities deep within the brain. China has these smart transfer beds that makes moving patients effortless, with less pain and less risks of sustaining secondary injuries. A few photos of the gym that was inside the Titanic from 1912. This is a scaled-down model demonstrating the process of oil extraction from onshore fields. I can literally feel the Americans watching get excited. It's just a model, guys. Onshore oil extraction typically involves drilling wells using rigs, followed by pumping the oil to the surface and then separating the oil, gas, and water at a processing facility. Xin Zhui, better known as Lady Di, is considered one of the best preserved mummies in history. Though she died over 2,200 years ago, her skin is still soft to the touch, her hair and eyelashes are intact, and there was still blood in her veins when she was discovered in 1971. I don't know who had the idea to strap a GoPro to a Hot Wheel and send them down an empty water slide, but I will follow you to the ends of the earth. This is amazing. A photographer captures a heartwarming video of a polar bear joyfully splashing and playing in the water. Did you know that polar bears have black skin underneath their white fur, which helps them absorb sunlight and stay warm in the cold Arctic climate? Their fur is actually transparent and hollow, reflecting all wavelengths of light, giving them the appearance of being white. The contents of a World War II breakfast ration box, circa 1939 to 45. A parasitic cuckoo chick that hatched first, evicting other eggs from the nest to ensure its own survival. The unique and beautiful color of this woman's eyes, natural silver eyes or gray eyes, are a rare eye color resulting from low melanin concentration and a unique scattering of light. An AI security camera identifying a thief in one of the more useful applications of AI. This intense battle between a snake and a praying mantis. I wonder why Tigress and the rest of the Furious Five didn't step in to separate Viper and Mantis. Birds are fed by their parents in their infancy, but when the time comes for them to feed themselves, they get a little confused when the food doesn't go into their mouths by itself. This crested pigeon performing its courtship dance to a human being's shoe. Crested pigeons are native to Australia, known for their whistling flight and stocky build with a thin, black crest, and are herbivorous, feeding on seeds, crops, and insects. A skeleton was found in Bulgaria with some of the world's oldest gold at over 6,000 years old. Someone got this extremely close-up footage of a possible EF4 tornado near Lake City, Arkansas. This is the earliest map drawn by J.R.R. Tolkien for The Shire in The Hobbit, 1937. He drew the maps first before actually writing the story, developing the plot around them. Someone made an amazing, fully functioning gun from Legos. Now I am going to explain the entire process of making a gun from scratch to you. First, you'll need a secure that to a then add an explosive amount of and voila, you have a homemade handgun. The majestic movements of this octopus. Their arms can perform different tasks simultaneously thanks to a large nerve cluster at the base of each arm. Octopuses are considered one of the most intelligent invertebrates in the world. This is Dr. Clark's spinal apparatus, circa 1878, used to solve the problem of scoliosis while giving movement for the patient. The comparison between the back and front paws of an Alaskan coastal brown bear and a female human hand. One of the early solutions for the capacity problem of pistols was the harmonica gun. The harmonica gun, or slide gun, was an early firearm design featuring a steel slide with chambers for projectiles, resembling a harmonica, and was a precursor to the modern revolver cylinder. The physics of light refraction through broken glass. Refraction is simply the bending of light or other waves as it passes from one medium to another, occurring due to a change in speed and direction of the light ray. The way this fire spreads immediately after being exposed to oxygen. This pink manta ray that swims in the waters around Lady Elliot Island is the only pink manta ray ever documented in the world. So this is quite impressive. This golfer managed to sink a very impressive stroke from an impossible angle. The dance of the red-capped mannequin. They are known for their unique moonwalk mating dance, where males shuffle rapidly backwards across a branch to attract females. This is an Atlantic Black Sea hare, a large dark-colored sea slug found in warm waters of the Caribbean Sea and off the southeastern coast of the United States, known for its wing-like parapodia and ability to release a dark purple ink when threatened. Video showing the stunning jungle serenity in the Philippines. This is what it looks like when firefighters use a water shield to fight flames. These are protesters from the recent events in Turkey. What is even going on in Turkey? So this kangaroo wandered onto a house and decided to practice its punches on a boxing bag that was hanging outside. This happened in Australia, not like this had happened anywhere else. An incredible save by this dad, all without dropping his kid in the process. Very impressive stuff. One of the most beautiful hotel lobbies in the world, the Grand Hotel Ciudad de Mexico in Mexico City, built in 1918 by Jacques Gruber. A baby elephant's first steps captured on video. Just like how human babies suck their thumbs, baby elephants often suck their trunks for comfort. I don't know why I never thought about this, but it's possible to play baseball by yourself in space. This is going on the bucket list for sure. The strong winds on this frozen lake in Canada, plus the overall atmosphere, combines to give a magical but unsettling experience. These incredible ibex defy gravity by climbing a near-vertical dam in search of nutritious salts. Ibrahim Al-Nasser got tired of switching between consoles to play his video game collections, so he plugged 444 consoles into one TV. Here's the POV of a firefighter putting out a burning house. Smoke contains dangerous gases like carbon monoxide, which can be more deadly than the flames themselves, which is why firefighters use a self-contained breathing apparatus that can weigh up to 75 pounds. The SCBA supplies clean air to firefighters, enabling them to breathe in smoky or toxic environments. The location is Lauterbrunnen Valley in Switzerland. This is a colony of tunicates called pyrosomes. Pyrosomes, also known as fire bodies or sea pickles, are fascinating colonial creatures made up of thousands of tiny individuals called zooids that form a gelatinous, tube-like structure, some reaching up to 60 feet long. These curious emperor penguins investigate a wildlife camera they found. Their black and white coloration serves as camouflage, helping them blend in with the dark ocean depths when viewed from above and the bright surface when viewed from below. Future actor and bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger walking about the streets of Munich, Bavaria to promote his gym in 1967. This was before he traveled to the US in 1968. When a threat approaches, adult elephants, particularly the females, form a protective circle around the calves, placing them in the center. This is the Atlantic wolffish, known for their strong jaws and powerful bites, which have been estimated to have a maximum bite force of 267 newtons at their posterior teeth and 132 newtons at their anterior teeth. A powerful earthquake hit Myanmar and Thailand on the 28th of March 2025, just yesterday. The earthquake had a magnitude of 7.7 on the Richter scale. India's earthquake monitoring agency, the National Center for Seismology, has said the earthquake caused severe damage because its shaking matched the natural vibration of buildings. The agency said the earthquake was caused by the sagging fault. The energy from the earthquake spread towards Bangkok. Northeast India also felt the main earthquake and its aftershocks. Basket starfish, also known as gorgon head or brittle stars, are fascinating deep-sea creatures with unique features like branching arms, microscopic hooks, and the ability to regenerate lost limbs. It looks unreal out of the water. A heartwarming video of this mom that accidentally captured her baby's first steps. What a precious moment. Parenthood can be so fulfilling. A lioness in heat can mate up to 20 to 40 times a day, often initiating the act herself. If the male tires or ignores her, she nudges, growls, or swats him to regain his attention. China is completing the construction of the tallest bridge in the world, which runs through the Grand Huajiang Canyon. The 2,890-meter-long steel suspension bridge rises 625 meters above sea level. This makes me uneasy just looking at it. Damn, that's scary. An image of a leopard seal just moments before swallowing this penguin. This woman, Dalia Dipolito, arranged to have a hitman unalive her husband. The hitman was an undercover cop who notified her husband. Authorities then staged a crime scene to get her into the station, where she was eventually formally arrested for her actions. A man realized this woman was having a seizure and caught her before she fell. Seizures are caused by sudden and uncoordinated changes to electrical signals in the brain. This can cause temporary, sudden stiffening and jerking of the arms and legs, or a loss of awareness or changed awareness level. This curious Arctic fox pup checks out a nature photographer. Arctic foxes are relatively small, with a body length of about 20 to 24 inches and a tail of about 12 inches. They have thick, dense fur that insulates them against the extreme cold, and the fur color changes seasonally for camouflage. This is the Jacob & Company Bugatti Chiron baguette bracelet, designed with 18-karat rose gold and adorned with baguette diamonds and rubies. This piece costs upwards of $330,000. This is what's called a corona discharge, an electrical discharge that occurs when a high voltage is applied to a conductor, causing the surrounding gas, like air, to ionize and create a luminous glow, often a bluish-white or purple color. A giant 9-foot-tall kangaroo was spotted in Australia. What even is Australia, bro? They get new, scarier creature updates every other week. These images were taken just one day apart in Toronto. It was winter one day and spring the next. This video of a whale shark moving through bioluminescent algae appears to be flying through the vastness of space. We can all agree that the ocean is more terrifying than space, right? This is a Pakishetus, a whale, which lived 15 to 45 million years ago in modern-day Pakistan. On May 18, 1980, Mount St. Helens erupted in a cataclysmic event, the largest landslide in recorded history, causing a lateral blast, a massive ash plume, and the deaths of 57 people, marking the most destructive volcanic eruption in U.S. history. This is called shimmering in giant honeybees. It is a collective defense behavior where bees on the nest surface flip their abdomens upwards in a coordinated, wave-like motion to deter predators like hornets. A Chinese mattress company has invented a bouncing bed to assist couples perform various bouncing-related activities in the bedroom. This Dutch guy, known as the Flowing Dutchman, competed and showcased his strength with an Indian Gada that weighs 32 kilograms. He managed to do 50 reps. Keanu Reeves hanging out with a homeless man in West Hollywood, 1997. Who's your favorite celebrity? How this eagle protects its eaglets from the freezing snow, using its entire body to shield her babies. This has to be the hardest image of all time. That frog has my respect. Who knew toucans love being petted? Did you know toucans use their large bills to regulate their body temperature, effectively acting as a radiator to shed heat? What this person's feet looks like a month after they had knee surgery. The perfect cradle for this distinguished feline gentleman. They call this the Meow Nalisa. These diamond spectacles from India, dated 1620 to 1660, have diamond lenses that were cut from a single 200 to 300 carat diamond. And they're so clear and so flat that it almost looks like the lenses are missing. This dad and daughter dancing on their walk back home. It's little moments of humanity like these that really fill my heart. Iwao Hakamada, a former Japanese boxer, age 89, was awarded $1.4 million by Japan after 46 years on death row for a 1966 murder. He was forced to confess, later retracted it, and was acquitted after DNA tests showed the blood on key evidence wasn't his. This large storm that's headed toward the Pacific Northwest was captured by the GOES East satellite. Volcano snails, also known as scaly-foot gastropods, are unique deep-sea creatures that live in hydrothermal vents. They are the only known animals to incorporate iron sulfide into their skeletons, and they don't need to eat, relying on bacteria for energy. This is the true length of a beach worm. Absolutely freaking not. No! The Palmenti di Pietragala, aka the wine grottos of South Italy, northern Basilicata. This guy was about to throw hands when something unexpected happened. A beautiful view of the Red Sea from the ISS. This is the mesmerizing blue-ringed octopus. Blue-ringed octopuses are a group of highly venomous cephalopods found in the Pacific and Indian Oceans, known for their distinctive blue rings that appear when threatened and possess a potent neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin. The amount of toilet paper rolls in the bathroom of this Japanese ramen restaurant is so astounding, it's actually impressive. This video shows Kevin Fast, the world's strongest man, pulling an entire C-17 cargo plane. A campsite under a giant Aurora arc over Vesterhorn, Iceland. I don't know who she is, but I think I'm in love, guys. This is how the street dogs of Bab el Wazir, Egypt, are vaccinated. In my opinion, using blow darts like this is a lot more humane than physically having to restrain the dogs to administer the shots. Have you ever heard of motorball? Also known as motorcycle polo, it is a team motorsport similar to association football, with the main differences being that all players, except goalkeepers, are riding motorcycles and the ball is much bigger. These are Victorian-era prosthetic arms. One is a special arm designed for a pianist, and the other one is a more complex and ornate metal hand. A tiger cub sneaks up on its mom. Apparently, the Georgia Aquarium uses RFID cups to track how many refills you have left. These fans got bored while waiting for their show to start and decided to build a gigantic plastic cup stack to pass the time. In South Korea, you can voluntarily experience prison. Prison Inside Me is a unique healing facility located in Hongcheon, South Korea, designed for people to voluntarily experience a prison-like environment and escape the stress of daily life. This incredibly cute doggo took the time to specially hand-deliver an egg to her human. The cutest delivery ever. This woman demonstrates how a catapult works. Catapults were— oh shit! Catapults, as siege weapons, were used to launch projectiles, such as large stones, over walls or at enemy troops, playing a crucial role in breaching fortifications and disrupting enemy positions. They utilized torsion or tension to launch projectiles at high speeds, with the stored energy being released to propel the payload. The piglet squid, scientifically known as Helicocranchia pfefferi, is a small, semi-translucent squid with a distinctive tuft of hair appearance due to its tentacles facing upwards, and it's known for swimming upside down. They are buoyant due to ammonium ions in their body fluid and can be found in a wide range of depths in both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Who can explain this trippy image? Tell us in the comments. It's actually pretty easy. An octopus escapes to freedom through a small hole on a boat. Octopuses can squeeze into small spaces because they lack bones and have flexible bodies, allowing them to fit through tight gaps. Their beak is the only hard part, and if that fits, the rest of their body can follow. Also, the plural of an octopus is not octopi, but octopuses. What popping a balloon full of mercury looks like in slow motion. Mercury is toxic, and some forms like methylmercury can accumulate in fish and cause health problems. This is a fire rainbow, also known as a circumhorizontal arc. They are rare but spectacular atmospheric phenomena that occur when sunlight refracts through ice crystals in high-altitude cirrus clouds, creating a colorful arc in the sky. This is the best thing I've seen all month. The cuteness in this clip almost knocked me out. Almost. This breathtaking pyritized ammonite, an ammonite fossil that has undergone pyritization, where iron pyrite replaces the ammonite's shell structure cell by cell, from the Jurassic Age. This is Chanel Tapper, the record holder for the world's longest female tongue. Her tongue is 9.75 centimeters, or 3.8 inches long, which is almost twice the length of the average human tongue. Just imagine the things she could do. The insane size of these two stellar sea lions in a video captured by Joshua Phillips while on a boat ride near Olympia, Washington. Stellar sea lions are the largest species of sea lion, reaching up to 11 feet in length and weighing as much as 2,500 pounds. Blue lights are put in public bathrooms to prevent drug addicts from being able to find their veins. From Washington State, USA. Clip of Frank Richards, an American performer, taking a cannonball to his stomach. Don't worry, he wasn't hurt. A beautiful bubble snail cruising the ocean floor. Bubble snails are known for their ability to dance in the water by crawling up almost invisible threads of slime. Someone found a 6-leaf clover in their backyard. The Nærum suburban district of Copenhagen in Denmark is home to one of the most visually appealing allotment gardens in the world, the round gardens, which are actually oval. The way this snake perfectly moves in the mortar lines reminds me of a certain mobile game. If you know, you know. This was the incredibly wholesome reaction of these grandparents when they received a fuzzy surprise after the loss of their dog. I'm not crying, you are. How ancient Sumerian was written on clay tablets. I wonder how left-handed people manage. A group of stingrays like this is called a school or a fever of stingrays. The term fever is thought to come from the way stingrays often move in a coordinated manner, resembling a feverish swarm. A photo of an underwater hotel room. Would you stay here? San Yi Shu is a unique and highly sophisticated form of embroidery that originated from Su Shu, one of the 4 famous embroideries of China. In 1518, a very bizarre plague spread through the town of Strasbourg, called the Dancing Plague of 1518. It left over 400 people dancing in the streets uncontrollably, with up to 15 people dying daily at its peak. This one-sided tug of war between a bodybuilder and an average lioness demonstrates the incredible power of these big cats. A lioness's bite force reaches around 650 psi, while the average human's is about 162 psi. They are also considerably larger and heavier than humans, with lionesses weighing between 120 and 180 kilograms. Photo of Italian troops raising a gun, a dog, and a soldier up a mountain in the Italian Alps during World War I. Goats can stand on a power line and not get electrocuted because there's no significant voltage difference between the goat's feet, as they are both in contact with the same wire, meaning no current flows through its body. A herd of deer relaxing among these beautiful cherry blossom trees in Nara, Japan. Until 1956, French children attending school were served wine on their lunch breaks. Each child was allowed up to a half liter a day. This photo of Earth was taken less than 24 hours ago. This dolphin brings a plastic bag to a research scientist. Plastic pollution is a serious global issue, with an estimated 8 million tons entering the oceans annually, equivalent to a garbage truck load every minute. And by 2050, there will likely be more plastic than fish in the sea. Colossal Biosciences claims to have de-extinct the dire wolf, a species extinct for over 12,500 years, by using ancient DNA and gene editing technology to create 3 pups, Romulus, Remus, and Khaleesi, with traits resembling the extinct Ice Age predator. Meet Romulus and Remus, 2 of the 3 dire pups. Just so you know, the wolves of each of the Stark children in the TV show, Game of Thrones, were dire wolves. This is fire ice, also known as methane clathrate. Methane clathrate, also known as methane hydrate, is a solid ice-like compound where methane gas is trapped within a water crystal structure, forming a potential energy resource. The mesmerizing movement of this moonwalking snake almost makes me discard my animosity towards them. The chromostereopsis effect is a visual illusion where colors on a flat surface appear to be at different depths, especially red and blue or green and red, due to the way the eye processes different wavelengths of light. This is a mouse deer or chevrotain, the smallest hoofed mammals found in Southeast Asia, Africa, and India, known for their small size, shy, and solitary nature. They walk on the tips of their hooves, giving them a characteristic tiptoe gait. These are boquito glasses, given to tourists to avoid direct eye contact with gorillas at the zoo. I didn't know moray eels love to be petted. Moray eels are considered a keystone species in their ecosystems, playing an important role in maintaining the balance of their prey populations. This rare white buffalo, the birth of a white buffalo calf in the wild, is an extremely rare occurrence, estimated to happen once in every 1 million births, or even less frequently. These new digital scans of the Titanic were revealed by the BBC. The RMS Titanic was about the length of nearly 3 football fields, measuring 882 feet 9 inches. Someone's chicken laid this egg without a shell. Chickens laying eggs without shells can be caused by calcium deficiency, stress, or illness. This landmark is called the Eyes of God, found in Lukovic municipality, Bulgaria. Arnold Schwarzenegger donated $250,000 to build 25 tiny homes intended for homeless vets in West LA. The homes were turned over a few days before Christmas. This is what protective face masks and knee pads for playing basketball looked like in 1927. A video showing the fishermen in Magadan, Russia, rescuing their cars after they drifted away on ice floes. This cute crocodile was born without a tail due to a congenital anomaly, which is just fancy for birth defects or malformations that can cause physical disability, intellectual and developmental disorders, and other health problems. Close-up of a volcano eruption. Volcano eruptions occur when magma, or molten rock, rises from Earth's interior and erupts onto the surface, often through cracks or vents due to pressure buildup in the movement of tectonic plates. The Černý Railway in Slovakia is unique because its tracks run directly through the middle of a football stadium. Strong winds cause this reverse waterfall, making the water flow upwards. The Nanagat waterfall is located in Maharashtra, India.